How's everybody doing? It's Joe here from Wheelbarcast, and today we're going to be looking at a very strange deck. I feel like I started a lot of my videos with that. It's been a while since I've done one of these deck analysis, so I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to bring you something truly weird. Like, very, very weird. This is Rockruff Slowking. It's my own creation, but it's been inspired by another deck that Limitless came up with, Alolan Sandslash Victini. Sandslash basically with the attack for free, which is if you flip heads, you become invincible next turn, and they just ran a similar kind of build, but it was based around Sandslash and Victini as opposed to Rockruff and Slowking. I might try and come back to that at some point, but I think in theory at least this is a better idea. And okay, neither of them are necessarily good ideas, but this one should be technically able to win a few more games, I think. So first of all, before we get into this, I should tell you what the hell it does, because it's very weird. Rockruff has the attack corner, where the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your next turn. There are a few Pokemon that have attacks like this. Rockruff is a basic, it costs a single basic energy, and most crucial of all, corner does no damage. So beforehand there was a really bad deck actually that people tried with Trevenant, not Trevint, where is he now? Show not owned. Yeah, with Trevenant DX, where you would do the same thing, but you would basically have Parallel City in play on your side. So it reduced your grass Pokemon's damage by 20, so Dark Forest hit for nothing. And the point of this was that you wanted to keep something useless alive in the active spot, so that your opponent couldn't do anything, and pray that they didn't play Switch, Escape Rope, Olympia, any of these kind of things. So yeah, that's basically how that came about. But, you know, Rockruff, you don't have to do this, it's a non-EX, there's a lot of reasons to like it. That's it. What we're going to do is we're going to bring something into the active, we're going to keep declaring corner, and our opponent's not going to be able to retreat it, and we're going to deck them out. And that's how the whole deck works. So, Rockruff is not the only Pokemon. We're pairing it with Slowking, and it's been a while since I played Slowking in anything. A few people tried this with like Houndoom, Wailord, a bunch of other any kind of disruption or mill deck. Seismitoad was a big one when it first came out. None of these things really took off. None of these things Slowking ever saw playing. And I think crucially, Rockruff is like way better than any of those things with Slowking. Like, it makes more sense. So first of all, this is instead of Crushing Hammers, and Rockruff is not a deck where I'll tell you what Slowking does. You flip a coin if heads, you move an energy from your opponent's active to one of their bench Pokemon. Rockruff is not a deck that likes, or Wailord builds anyway, they like to run Crushing Hammer, but trying to find it at the right time is annoying because you can't really dig with the deck, because then that defeats the point and you just deck out and you lose. So instead we run Slowking, where you just move the energy that way. The thing about Rockruff is you don't really care where the energy goes, because ideally you just have something useless in the active spot, and then you put like 20 energy on like your opponent's main attacker, and it doesn't matter because they're never going to get it in the active spot in the end. Whereas if you 20 energy on a main attacker against like Wailord or Houndoom, you're like, oh crap, how do I deal with this? And then that's why you run things like Gumshoos and Lugia, but we don't really care about that kind of stuff. We got 60 HP, we expect to die anyway, so we just want something in the active that definitely cannot attack, and Slowking is good at doing that consistently turn after turn, and that is why we run it. So we run a 3-3 line of these guys. I always like to have at least 2 in play. Even having 1 in play is great. This is in addition to Flare Grunts and Enhanced Hammers as well, so we just need to make sure that our opponent keeps energy off whatever happens to be in the active spot. Things like Tapu Lele can be annoying. Things like Oranguru can be annoying because these things can attack despite the fact that they're good targets for Rockruff to lock in the active. Slowking kind of deals with them in a nice way. So, Oranguru in particular, if they drop that, I think you just win. It's really good. So, and we run this Slowpoke. There's a few of them. Now, I play Brooklet Hill. If you do not play Brooklet Hill, I think this is the one you want because it's got a 1 retreat cost. And that's like really good, because people can just Lysandre up the Slowpoke and pass and hope you can't retreat in corner next turn. And that's a little annoying. So this might be, this is a better way around it, kind of. So yeah. But I play Brooklet Hill, so I'm sticking to this guy for now. Alright, so that's the whole Pokemon line. There's no Lele's, there's nothing. It's just these guys. And it's just super streamlined. Just get Rockruff in, Lysandre something up, corner, 50 turns later you have 1. That's the point of the deck. It's super weird, and you basically spend like tons of time like on the back foot and losing until like the 1 turn where you pull off the combo and you're like, my opponent's like, oh, I can't do anything now, I lose. And that's how it goes every single game. So what else has the deck got? Supporters, we'll start with these because there's quite a lot. We got 4 Lysandre, this should be obvious. We need to bring things into the active spot, so Lysandre makes the most sense. We can't miss it, so 4 has to be played. 3N and 3 Shauna. No, I am not crazy. We are playing Shauna. You sort of have to, because it takes you so long to win the game that eventually you basically both get left with this thing where like you both have giant hand sizes because neither of you has actually ended up taking a prize. Sorry, I just thought of something. I'm going to write that down. Alright, so basically, so like you both have like 20 cards in your hand, and then if you N, you shuffle in your hand, so you won't deck out, but you shuffle in your opponent's hand as well, so they won't deck out. And that's annoying because you want them to keep drawing. So when you reach this point, instead of playing N, you can play Shauna just to reset your hand back to 5, and then you won't deck out, but they will. Eventually they'll run out of ends, but you'll still have Shauna, and that's the point I'm trying to make. So that's why you have to run a high count of it, otherwise you will just deck out and lose a lot of the time. So yeah, and 3N is obviously good because we always draw 6 off it. I mean, unless we're like headbutting for 10 over and over again, we're not winning this. 1 Skyla, just because I like Skyla a lot in decks like this. Mostly because Skyla for Float Stone is crucial to just keeping the combo. Once you get the combo going, your opponent will just try Lysandre Slowking pass, Field Blower pass, and then like just try and stop you from cornering that way. And one way around this, if you have Skyla, it's much less likely that you can get trapped by this because you can just Skyla for a Float Stone. And Skyla for Puzzle of Time is also really good, of course, as well. Skyla for Brooklet Hill is like pretty good too at times. You know, it's Skyla. Come on, guys, you know how to play that. It also lets me cut down to 3 Team Mail, which I think is cool. I actually, on this point, I could have Pokebuff for it. I'll get back to Pokebuff in the deck in a second. But we're carrying on. 2 Team Flare Grunt, we have to run 4. It's a disruption deck. 3 copies of Rocket's Handiwork. You could go down to 2. I don't like prizing any of them, so I don't want to do that. I also don't like flipping tails on them, so I don't want to do that. Ideally, you would just run a higher stadium count and higher delinquent counts, but I preferred structuring the list this way. I think it just made more sense to me. So Rocket's Handiwork at a 3 count it is. And hey, like, it works again. It's just, it speeds things up. It helps you win games in the allotted amount of time, and that's very important for decks like this, especially ones that can go this slow. So, onto the trainers we have, or the items at least. 2 Pokebuff. Bit weird, you might think, why would you not run 4? Isn't the whole point to bring things down? Usually you can make do with whatever's on your opponent's board anyway. Like, if they have to Lele, like, you can just Lysandre up the Lele, and especially if they don't play DCE, it's a good call. Because you can reliably get rid of, like, they attach energy, get rid of it. They attach energy, get rid of it. They attach energy, oh, Slowking heads, move it. You can reliably do that, but... And, like, basically everyone you play is going to put the Lele down at some point. The higher up you go with this deck, like, if you were taking this deck to a tournament and you wanted to make top 32, first of all, I applaud you. You have balls of steel. I probably wouldn't do that with this deck. But then you'd want a higher kind of Pokebuff, because the people you're going to be playing are better, and they're going to try and avoid doing things like that. So you're going to need to run a higher count of these things. Yeah, and I'm also on this point running 2 Rescue Stretcher. You're all going to think I'm crazy. You can run Buddy Rescue instead of Rescue Stretcher. That way, you force your opponent to put something into their hand. So if they put, like, you know, a Sudowoodo into their hand from their discard pile, you can then Pokebuff it straight to the bench. In practice, this never works, but I just ran it for a little bit to see if, like, maybe the only Pokemon in my opponent's discard pile was a basic that they didn't want, so I'd be like, hey, we'll get that. I just knocked my headphones off my head. Hey, we'll get that. But no, in practice, it just doesn't work. And Rescue Stretcher fills up your deck, stops you from decking out. All these things are important when you know, sometimes you have to dig and your opponent can just sit there and go pass and, oh, they didn't have to do anything. So you need all these things at your disposal. 2 Enhanced Hammer, we still need some form of energy discard. We don't run Crushing Hammer. Slowkings are out to that. Makes us a little better against Garb as well a bit. But Enhanced Hammer is still really good, so we kind of need to run it. 2 is fine. I wouldn't go any higher than that. 4 Puzzle of Time, again, just clutch as hell every single game, especially with Skyla finding out a piece is really nice. Yeah, no, it's especially, like I say, when you get those turns where your hand does like 20 cards, you've got double puzzle in there for sure. So even if you're just double puzzling for 2 VS Seeker for later on, that's enough. That's 2 more Shaunas, and 2 more Flare Grunts, 2 more Rocket's Handiworks. You know, it's super important. I did not want to change the count of them. So 3 T-Mail, like I said, 4 will be nice, but you don't always hit it either, because usually you look for really specific stuff with T-Mail, and that's why I think I like Skyla a lot more in a lot of cases as well, It's just because, like, oh, I need to find Ultra Ball this turn. Oh, I missed it because there's only 2 in the deck. Skyla will find it, T-Mail won't necessarily. So that's why it's 3-1. Ultra Ball is 2 because I like finding Slowking. I like having something that can discard from the hand. Like being able to get rid of a Flare Grunt and a Lysandre early game, super good. Because you want those in your discard pile really, really early on, or at least 1 copy of them in your discard pile, just so you have something to use later on. And you can't go too overboard in the discarding thing, because like I keep saying, you cannot dig too much, or you will lose. So I think this is just enough. 2 Brooklet Hill. We can find Slowpoke and Rockruff with this. It's a really good card. I really love this card in general. It's objectively better than anything else like Nest Ball or Level Ball, but the one cool thing it does as well is it counters Parallel City. So if your opponent just puts down like 3 good Pokemon, like 3 Darkrai's with 2 energy on them each, rough, something like that, and then Parallels themselves, they're like, I know a lot of Darkrai lists don't play Parallel, I'm just using this as an example, Parallels themselves, and then basically it's like, oh, I can't Pokepuff to put something else on their bench, I need a way to counter that, so Brooklet Hill is my way. So it's a double purpose thing. That's basically it. It's a pretty streamlined deck. Full 4 Float Stone as well, because like I keep saying, Lysandre up Slowking is really annoying, and we need a way to keep treating it. 7 fighting energy. You can probably get away with 6 if you're feeling a bit lucky, but I don't like missing it for obvious reasons. So yeah, there you go. That's the whole deck. I'm going to go through some other options you can play. Let's see. First up is... here we go. Alamamola. Born Ashore. Basically target whistle as an attack. Again, you would think this is really good. You don't necessarily... In theory it sounds so good, but in practice it just never works. Like by the time the Born Ashore becomes a good idea, your opponent's bench is full because to counter it. And by the time that happens, you're like, well, they probably already got something else in play that is a good Rockruff target by now. So there's no real reason to play it. I tried it for a little bit, and it's cool that you can search it with Brooklet Hill, but in practice it just never worked out for me. So yeah, that's why I ended up dropping it. Shame, because like in the set review I was like, oh, this card's so cool, everyone should want to play it. But no, just actually don't. Surprisingly enough, my prediction turned out to be wrong there. I always mention Jirachi in these kind of decks. It's just always good. Especially, you know, when you can potentially prevent someone taking a prize next turn. Yeah. What else? Bunnelby is a interesting one. There are some games where I would have liked this. Obviously, I have never played this deck in an actual tournament before. I'm not a lunatic. But if I was, I might consider a Bunnelby because it will help you win quicker. And that is very important. Even just 1 turn quicker will save you games. And that's enough to take it to the next level. Because... like I said, if I was taking this to like a proper top tier, the list would need like a lot more work to deal with players who are actually like really, really good. But from PTCGO playing experience and playing people who just have no idea what Rockruff does and then immediately being like, oh, I've lost. Like you don't need all these extra things. But I think if the deck got more well known, I have high hopes for this tiny little rock dog. But basically, I'd start running this guy is what I'm trying to say. The 2 retreat cost is super annoying, but whatever. Let's see, Lycanroc Midnight. You might be wondering why I haven't got one of these guys in. Because Bloodthirsty Eye is an amazing ability. Really amazing ability. But 2 things. 1, 2 retreat cost. It's another Lysandre target for your opponents. It's another thing you need a Float Stone on. And like I said, that will just lose you games. The other thing about it is Dangerous Rogue GX is a cool idea. If you have something like your opponent's got a big threat on the board and you just want to clear it, you just never end up using it like at all. It was nice as like an emergency Lysandre at times, but you just don't need that many of them, you know? I think my biggest issue with this as well was it took up a Rockruff. It was like 1 less Rockruff that I could use instead. And even though we run 2 Rescue Stretcher, you know, you don't dig, so you're not going to find them necessarily when you need them. And if you do, you have to Skyla for them, and that means you're not playing Energy Disruption, and it just causes more problems than it solves, basically. But hey, feel free to try it if you want. Last Pokemon, and by far the coolest one. I have been toying with playing a 1/1 line at this little dude. So, Mirror Mirror is each player draws or discards until that player has 4 in their hand. Now, like I keep saying about you get these times where you both have like 20 card hands, what you want to do then is just Shauna and Mirror, so that your opponent has to discard all these things, and then you just have to discard one because you Shauna'd. So I don't know. I think that idea is way cooler than it would be in practice. It does evolve from, where is he now? This little guy. Slightly Simmer's a cool attack. It's like a mini battle compressor. Can get some like Lysandres or Flare Grunts in the discard pile early if you need them. Basically, this card is just me saying I really miss Hugh and wish he was still around, because that's what I'd run instead. So, but hey, it's a nice idea at least. On to supporters, items, all that kind of stuff. Steven's a cool one. It basically means you can be a Seeker for energy. You know I like Steven. If you watch my Groudon video, you'll know I like Steven. I don't have the room, and I think Skyla's a better choice right now. Maybe you could cut a Shauna for it. But early game, I think that would hurt you more than it helps you. So, yeah, but like by the time you need the energy, you've probably drawn into it. So I don't think it's that much of a necessity. What else we got? I keep mentioning retreating being a problem, so Olympia's not too bad. Skyla for Float Stone, again, just seems more versatile to me. Double Puzzle of Time for Float Stone as well as a thing, so I think Skyla just works out better in that slot. But if you're feeling it, go ahead. The healing might come in handy, actually, against things like Oblivion Wing, Evil Tall. But that's about it. Let's see, what else we got? This is one that I really want out of this. It's Assault Vest. Even one copy. Because when you Lysandre the Tapu Lele, if they put a DCE on it, they can do 60 damage. Rockruff has 60 HP, that's a KO. You basically need to run through their DCE before they end up getting the DCE on the Tapu Lele, and that can be a little annoying, especially if they're a good player. So Assault Vest means that they only do 20 damage with the Tapu Lele, and it gives you way more time, and then once you've gotten rid of the DCE, or you've just kept all 4 of them on the board, which is another really cool thing about Slowking, is it never actually discards anything. So they can't play Special Charge to get the DCE back, it's just stuck on something else. I played against a Vikavolt player who had 2 energy recycler. He couldn't play either of them because all of his energy was on his bench, not his discard pile. So that's kind of a cool, and same thing, it swings the Metagross matchup a lot as well. So that's a cool thing about Slowking that I really like. But I digress. Assault Vest will basically help with Lele and make it a much more viable target for corner, and that's the whole point of it. I think it would help it with math. I just don't see what I cut right now. That's the trickiest thing for me. What else did I have? Field Blower, you might be wondering why that's not in it. I just don't know what I'd be getting rid of. Stadiums is the big one, but like I said, I run to Brooklet Hill to sort of fulfill that purpose anyway. You might say, oh, Float Stone, but it doesn't matter. They can't retreat, so I don't really care. So that's why I'm not running it, in case anyone was wondering. And Buddy Buddy, I've already mentioned. Yeah, that's all the other items that I wanted to cover in the list. The only other thing I want to say is if your opponent plays Olympia, you can win. It's a lot more difficult. If your opponent plays Olympia and Ranger, you lose. If your opponent plays multiple copies of Switch, you lose. If your opponent plays one Escape Rope, you're fine. Like, that's not gonna... They're gonna do that once, and then you can just corner again. It's fine. But no, there are things that counter Rockruff. I'm not gonna lie. Do I think it's a good deck? I'm not sure. I think it's... I think I see more in it than there actually is. I'll be completely honest with you, but it's such a fun idea, and I think in theory it's very powerful if it comes off. It just depends on whether you can take it to higher level play, and I don't think it transfers over there super well. But nevertheless, we will get into a game with it. I've not done much laddering right now. So what kind of matchups are good? Basically everything goes exactly the same. Greninja and Decidueye are horrible matchups, as you may assume. Greninja less so, because if they just bench not a Froakie, because they can bubble. But if you can get like a Frogadier or like a Talonflame locked in the active spot and somehow avoid dying, like, it's not that bad. Because, you know, they need to be active to use the abilities. Decidueye, you're just not winning that. Now, for the Decidueye matchup, if you ran like 3 copies of Wobbuffet, I think you could do it. Yes. I don't know why I had to think about that. But realistically, how are you fitting 3 copies of Wobbuffet in this? I'm going first, so I'm just going to go Float Stone, Attach Energy. And I missed the types because I did not look. So let's find out. Eevee, okay. Espeon GX is a little annoying, but it's nothing we can't deal with, so. Also, I'd much rather you confuse the Slowpoke, of course. Well, N. Right, well, we have Lysandre Rockruff ready to go, and really that's all I want right now. Nothing I need to Trainers Mail for? Don't think so. That's a decent first turn, honestly. You get weird hands, like your digging cards are N and Shauna. Okay, yeah, it's Garbodor. Now, funny thing, if they get the ability lock Garbodor into play, oh no, it shuts off our Slowpokes. So cool, I'm just going to Lysandre up the Garbodor and corner that instead. And then they have to power up Offensive Bomb to try and get a KO, which is pretty great. Oh, Jesus. I played no items, though. We're good. Okay. Okay. I'll evolve to Slowking. Of course I'll evolve to Slowking. Conscious about playing items right now, because I almost don't need to, but I don't want him using Stomp Off too much, so that's kind of funny. Like, he didn't get put down any energy last turn, right? So, and I don't want to play any items if I don't need to. I'm just going to Shauna. Not a fantastic hand. We got Skyla for next turn, though. I'll corner. Seen a lot of this online as well. Post your opinions. What's the best rubbish to play in this deck? I think Acid Spray, no question, personally, but... Seekers for N, that's fine. One thing I do have to be careful of is, like, to hit corner as opposed to pass, because that does happen sometimes. We got Enhanced Hammer in hand, that's pretty great. Divide GX can kind of go to town. If they get like a Confuse Ray, then a Divide GX, they can take out 2 Rockruffs. That's a little annoying, but, you know, hopefully we can play around that. So, still no items played. I'm going to bench this guy. Do this. And I'm going to get out Slowpoke. Real question is, should I target down anything else? I think I have to play the Enhanced Armor here. Like, he's not going to retreat into this unless he's got an Olympia somewhere. And if he does Psychic, and then next turn I just go Lysandre. I don't have the energy. That'll be annoying. No, I'm going to corner. I'm going to hold that Enhanced Armor for now. Go for the Stomp Offs. Make my VS Seekers good. If he does, I'll just Lysandre up this Eevee. Oh, Shaman's an interesting target. Because, I mean, Sky Return's a thing, but it's not. I don't know. There's Field Blower. And he is going to Stomp Off. Oh, Puzzle of Time. Okay, VS Seeker. Might play N here. First things first. Double Evolve. He got rid of Puzzle of Time and Float Stone is gone now, so that means I'm going to have to play an item. So it sucks, but he'll start 1-hit KOing me now. Energy in the bin, none. The question is, what do I start loading up? And I think I just put them on this guy instead. Like, probably. Yeah, we'll go for that. See, I don't want him powering up like an offensive bomb, and that's what threatens me about this guy. So, it might be the Espeon. Yeah, I'm going to load up the Espeon. And I'm going to hold the Enhanced Hammer, and I'm just going to say, yeah, you can do tons of damage, and I don't care. I'm going to leave a bunch of targets for myself on this board. So, I probably have to pick up this Eevee at some point, too. Ah, God. Decisions. 1, 2. If I was on now, we're probably all right. Yeah. Yeah, I can't risk him using Stomp Off over and over again, so we'll just go with that. Yeah, like, ideally, I'm going to wait for him to try and play an offensive bomb. He'll get a Confuse Ray off here. Like, look, I don't care. The thing is, he's still got 6 prizes to take. I'm still in a decent position. Wow, he just goes for the KO? That's a bit weird. Alrighty then. Doesn't put me in a terrible position necessarily. Tails. Just 1 heads, please. Yay! We'll play the Enhanced Hammer. I will Rescue Stretcher 1 Rockruff back. And that's quite a lot of cards to be playing, but how much I want to Lysandre up that Shaman. Nah, I want to just refresh the hand right now. Grab an N. Okay. Might have some cool stuff to work with next turn. If he goes down 4 DCE, you pick off the Shaman, surely. So he have to dig for energy. He's only played 2. Alright, he's playing this not too bad, actually. Stomp Off is a much bigger threat than Acid Spray, honestly. I'd rather deal with energy denial on coin flips than this. And I hope he evolves into Garbodor. Would make my day. No, it's Tapu Lele. I'm still okay with that, honestly. Wow. Alright. That is a great fighting energy. I'm very happy about picking that up. I am going to Brooklet Hill. Now, I kind of don't care about the energy being on that Espeon, so I'm going to save this Enhanced Hammer. See, plays like this to me tells me he plays Olympia, so that he like I'm putting them all on one thing, so that I'll Olympia into it and then I'll be fine. That's what that says to me, at least. Do I even want to end here? He is a 1-card hand. It is Tapu Lele. He's probably going to grab Sycamore. I'd like him to do that. He could grab Olympia, but if I end, no, it's not worth it. I like my hand as is. It's got Lysandre in it. How many VS Seekers has he gone through? 2. Alright, that's alright. I can live with that. There's a Lele. Now, is it Olympia? And does he just say, I don't care if I draw badly? Nope, it's Sycamore. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Alright, Psybeam, 30. We're confused. See, this is where, like, Sky Field would be dope. We're gonna do this. And we are out of Rockruff. How many Puzzle of Time I got left? I got 1 Puzzle of Time left. 2 Float Stones. Okay. Another advantage of Brooklet Hill is just checking your deck, which is kind of cool. So, I can still play this, and I think I will. Alright, well, we're going to get N next turn. There's no way he's dropping Sycamore out of that. So, I just assume that. That means, do I Lysandre something up? Like this? He is down to kind of almost want him to play. First of all, we'll just Royal Flash. And I know y'all think I'm playing slowly, but you almost have to with this deck. And with any kind of disruption deck. It's Pay Retreat or Float Stone, and I think the answer is Pay Retreat. I want to save Float Stone. Then it's, do I Lysandre up something? And if I did, it would be Tapu Lele. He attacks, I get killed, Enhanced Hammer, corner, and then I almost like that kind of a lot. God, decisions. Yeah, I like that. We start going for this now. Once we get him down to basic energy, we can win this. Because even then, if he goes Garbodor, we just Lysandre the Garbodor and lock that in place. Choice band those. Alright, good hand. Oh, buddy. Oh, you've done it. You've given me the out. You've given me the out. Okay. With no energy on it as well. Makes me so happy to look at this hand and see that. If he whiffs DCE here, oh. This is a gift from the Lord. This is a gift from the Lord himself. Does my dude play Olympia? Most likely. Do I care? Yeah, see, he's going for this, but I've got Flare Grunts. This is what we're here for, boys. Goes for the Sycamores away, another VS Seeker. That's great, that's great. So if he is playing Olympia, he's down to 2 shots he has left with it and 5 prizes to take. We're in a good position. Get rid of that. Corner. If we have to, like, we can Flare Grunt, then we can Skyla for double puzzle for, like, Flare Grunt or Enhanced Hammer. He's got a lot of energy he needs to put on this thing. Pokemon Ranger! Why was he playing Ranger in this? Like, what does it help him beat? Goes with the Divide GX. Okay, so he gets 2 KOs. A little annoying. He can't actually kill a Slowking, though, even if he puts 1 damage counter on it. Pokemon Ranger. Who plays Ranger? Like, Olympia would have made so much more sense, but Ranger's a weird one to me. Alright, he cannot kill a Slowking. He needs Lysandre to do it. Does he have Lysandre in that hand, I assume? How many has he gone through? Literally none. Alright, so let's see. He does Lysandre, he gets the kill. I Rescue Stretcher 3 Rockruff back in. Oh, I'm going to do that right now. Yeah. Now, Rescue Stretcher 2 in, search for 1. He Lysandre, gets the KO. I've got double the Puzzle of Time ready to go. Okay, let's go with that. Get both these guys in. Then I'm going to Brooklet Hill and take, well, one of them. Not both of them, Joe. Bear in mind he's only got 10 cards left in his deck. And I have 3 Handiworks that I have not used yet. And I'm going to Skyla and we're going to grab Puzzle of Time. And I'm going to take VS Seeker and a basic energy. A lot of this game is going to come down to his last VS Seeker. Okay, Okay, he's going to Trash Lance for the KO. That's actually, you know what? I prefer that, honestly. I think he would have won if he just stuck with the Espeon. Well, not won, but he would have had a better chance, because now I get to promote the Rockruff. And I can start my tactics again. Now, you have to assume he has his last VS Seeker somewhere, right? And that actually we're going to be relying on a top deck. That is correct. But this is a deck that lives on the edge. We're going to corner that Garbodor. Where's your last VS Seeker? Well, that's not a VS Seeker. No, that's a VS Seeker. Espeon's retreat cost is 1. Oh god, that's really good. Basic energy, what's he got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a Pokebuff. Do I lose? I think I do. Let's see. VS Seeker, what could this get me that can win me the game? Or at least stall out for one turn. If I get Lysandre, hope he misses his energy. I think it has to be that. Let's see if he has the energy. He has the energy, okay. They won't. I was wondering if BTCGO would let me do that. Alright, well he has the energy. Which means anything I Lysandre up is coming back to bite me on the ass. Because I'm out of energy myself. So that means he wins. Unfortunately. We came close. We came close. Hey, double heads. Close out the game. Well played. Unfortunate. We put up a decent fight. And see, this is why I'm running like 7 energy. I know it didn't help there, but the point is you want to just keep hitting it. Ranger was a little unexpected. Olympia would have done the same thing. So it was in this game, to all intents and purposes, it is the same thing. But I wonder what he's beating with Ranger that he isn't, that I'm not thinking of. Anyway, we'll go for another game with this. See, like I said, the idea is so cool and it does put people on edge. Stomp Off was a big threat. I would have kept some Garbodors in the active spot for way longer if they weren't there. Alright, this guy, Vespiquen? Maybe? Vespiquen usually plays like 1 escape rope. They don't play Olympia, and they shouldn't play Ranger. Because no one's playing Tina, and you can beat Glaceon anyway. It's a good hand. Not for like the opening turn, but it's a good hand. This may have to be a Skyla for a Brooklet Hill. Well, it's an Eevee. And it will be a Skyla for a Brooklet Hill. Should I check what's prized? I mean, yeah, probably. If I'm a good player. 2 VS Seekers prized. Oof, that's gonna hurt. 4 copies of Lysandre, 3 copies of Rocket's Handiwork, 2 energy prized as well. Don't like that. This is like the only game I've ever wanted Rotom decks, you know that. It's Slowpoke. I do like Slowpoke. He's pretty cute. Alright. Now, worst case scenario, I just Trainers Mail double Puzzle of Time for Trainers Mail and hope we draw into a draw supporter. It's conceivable that Rockruff could get knocked out here. Now, if this is Vespiquen, these EVs are going to be useless and they're only going to be there for oh, it's Vespiquen. What else would you play EV Acrobike in? Yeah, so this means that the EVs are actually great targets for us. Because he's not going to have like an Espeon. It's just going to be like a Jolteon or something. Attack doesn't even do damage. Basically, Tapu Koko is a little annoying, and some Vespiqunists run that. But like I said, if we just lock something in the active, that's not going to be an issue. So, watch him whip and watch him Lele. What if he has DCE Kukui? Would I be against an N here? Oh, he's just going to concede. Wow, that's boring. I was looking forward to that. What was he playing? Oh, he had Zoroark. Oh. I didn't think of that. Oh, that causes us a lot of problems. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Maybe a good thing he scooped. So as you can see, this deck is amazing, and it just beat Vespiquen in a single turn. I do approve of the new ladder kind of system. I think it's cool. What's the end of this one? I don't think I checked. It's alright. Alright, we'll go one more game. One more game with Slowpokers. Is this a case of the deck is not as good as I want it to be? Definitely. Is this another Espeon Garb? There's a lot of those. I will go with heads. Drampa's not a bad target early game. Just because you can keep the energy of it. And, like, you know, they're doing 20 damage, but it's not too much. No mulligans either has been pretty great. I suppose 7 basics isn't that low. It's a little low, but it's not too bad. Not Gyarados bad. Not Greninja bad. I'll give him a hello. Hello to you, Bajenki 4. Acid Spray, he knows what's up. Skyla for Brooklet Hill. It uses no items and doesn't set me up for next turn, but I like having the energy in hand. Yeah, I think that's fine. He's not going to really be doing anything next turn, so we'll just go for this instead. I can end next turn, it's fine. Plus, Pokepuff is probably better after you play N, so. Get a Rockruff. And we'll call there. And again, it uses up no items, it gets a Rockruff into play. Like, I'm all for that. It means next turn I can just go Slowking Energy N. What you gonna do? I would like to win a game with this. Like, on camera. I have won games with this, but to prove that I have. Now, that would be even better. Okay. He was Brooklet Hill searching his deck. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it does let your opponent do that. Is my Olympia prize? No, cool. One weird, while he's doing his turn, I'll tell you this. This deck is also like the only time I would ever recommend using Here Comes Team Rocket. So you can flip over their prizes, and if you see them take a basic Pokemon, you can Pokepuff. Ah, parallel. That's annoying. What the hell is this man playing? What is you playing? Oh my... Do you reckon he even plays Trashalanche? I really don't want to deal with this guy. He might not, but... What is this deck? Oh my god, I have no idea what this man is playing. I wish I had a Pokebuff so I knew. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I will take that. I'm gonna do this just because I want to see what his hand is. Oh, thank God I see the Garbodor. Okay, that's fine. I might let him play the Garbodor, honestly. It's Sycamore, Float Stone, Garbodor, and VS Seeker. I think I'm going to let him play it. The Garbodor down. And this turn I'm going to Skyla. No, I'll grab the nice looking Float Stone. And I'm just going to hold it. Just in case he top decks Field Blow or something. There's no point being stupid. Alright. What a very weird turn. There we go. Okay. Oh, 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 okay. You got lucky there. Ah, oh, Float Stone Lysandre. Float Stone Lysandre. The game is ours, boys. No burrow for you. This guy's that one of these going to be drive me insane. Oh, tails. Very happy about that. See what else he's got. Or should I wait until I got a counter stadium? Ah, probably. Lysandre. Fluggety Stone. Let's go. Let's go. Only issue, I've no Flare Grunts in hand. He's not putting them on the Garbodor. That's pretty good. I don't know what kind of deck this is. I don't think he runs DCE, right? I mean, if you're running Random Creek Break, he will. He must be running Trash Lance if he's got the Psychic Energy, or did he just think, like, oh, I may as well? Like, it's there. Arguably, I should have put the second Fighting Energy on the Rockruff. Oh, well. Never punished. Never punished. This is a way better hand. Thanks, man. I don't know why I waited until he countered parallel. I forgot that I was the side being paralleled. Oh. I'm just going to put one down. I'm not even going to play these. Although he might play Skull Grunt and I want to play around that. So we're going to do this. I can wild kick now. We'll just corner. It's going to be a long game. I wonder why he's putting these here. Like, does he have Switch? That's the only reason I think of that he's putting these here. One, two, three. Hey, that's enough. Alright. I think I'm just gonna corner, honestly. He's not played a Field Blower yet. There's TFG. Okay. That's going to be annoying. Okay, I can do this, and then if he TFGs again, I Skyla for Float Stone. Yeah. Alright, this is a weird game. I run no energy recovery outside of Puzzle of Time. So... let's go. We're ahead on the deck size at the moment. That's what matters, I think. And we're good for another turn. Okay. Maybe another 2 turns. I don't want to play the Brooklet Hill. I'm not even going to play any of this. I just want to keep cards in my hand. I'm not going to necessarily need Flare Grunt since he's not really setting himself up for that. I might Shauna. Tell you what, we'll give ourselves some knowledge. Okay, well, he ain't doing shit with that hand, so I'm just going to corner. Oh, boys. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, nice. We got an energy. Cool. Not going to play that down for very obvious reasons. Watch him have his own Pokepuff and get the Slowpoke on the bench. I might Shauna next turn just because I'm annoyed that I don't have any outs if he has Lysandre for Rockruff. Oh, okay. That could not have been timed better. Alright, corner it is. Oh, that was so good. How many VS Seekers have you gone through? Just the one, right? Corn A. Corn B. That's my favorite music genre. Ah, okay. Just keep cornering. Just keep cornering. If he gets Crushing Hammer, Flare Grunt, then Shauna. That's how we do this. Remember, we've a good, sizable lead on deck size. 8 cards. 8 cards. Have I got a Flare Grunt in the bin? No. Might Ultra Ball. He has to have DCE. Unless it isn't Raticate Break. Well, I'm not going to need Slowpoke, that's for sure. Okay, let's get rid of these. Just because I want to thin out the deck in case. I'll take Rockruff, there's no harm. I have Shauna in hand, so it doesn't hurt me. And we will just corner. Yeah. I just want to make myself a little more, like, N-proofing on a really low scale. He's got to have some ends left. Like, he's used no VS, 3 VS Seekers left. And on top of that, sweet. I know 2 of them are prized, so I'm not going to spend that on a Handiwork. Simply put, I don't need to. I have 2 more of those left in the deck. I could spend it on a Skyla for another Puzzle of Time so that I got 2 VS Seekers, but I'm not going to do that. Wait, have I played Skyla? Yes, I have. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just Eradicate. Alright. Like a 1-1 line, because he waited a long time to get that into play. We obviously just play this wherever we have it. Okay, 1. 1's fine. Field Blower! Nice! Wanted to get rid of that. Super Rod. Okay, fair enough. I got Rescue Stretchers. And 1 Pokemon in the bin. Didn't think this through. That's second Super Rod, isn't it? Yeah, he's not running more than that. Takes Enhanced Hammer. Good thing we don't play Strong Energy. Okay. Have to be Flare Grunt, yeah. Now I have 3 energy left. 2 energy left because 2 of them are prized. He doesn't need to know that. Corner. There's the end. Okay. Got another Lysandre. I don't want to play that. And I have to hold my energy. But he might Skull Grunt, and I'm going to... No, this is safe. This is fine. I honestly shouldn't have even played this Rockruff down. what I've got going on here, that's fine. I think I'm going to Shauna now. In this spot, I think N's better. Yeah. Yeah, I should use an N here. Reason being, I want a Flare Grunt in hand. Thank you. You heard my praise. Just so that if he does go, like, if he attached an energy that turn and then went DCE, I'd need to Shauna into Enhanced Hammer, and that's less likely. So, corner. He seems happy with that N. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. I just don't want him going into Bunnelby. Yeah, that's an annoying turn. Top deck double puzzle. Begging you. I'm begging you. It's not a double puzzle. Okay, well, we team Flare Grunt. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, man. Has to be a pass. It has to be a pass. I need that second puzzle. He's going to trash launch me. Okay, that's a bit odd. Not the right move in my book. Not the right move at all, but... Damn. Lysandre is useless right now, so it has to be Shauna. How many Pokemon in the bin? 2. Bench you. Shauna. I know what Shauna does. Oh, the dream. Well, I have to grab an energy and a VS Seeker, right? I say energy because he's got a crushing hammer, 2 crushing hammers, and a VS Seeker left. And potentially more Flare Grunts. And I'm having connectivity issues. Oh dear. VS Seeker and basic energy. I have to grab this, given the 2 of them are prized. And I will... Am I more worried about Lysandre or Skull Grunt? He has shown neither. We assume he plays Lysandre. Oh, if he has Skull Grunt though, I'm actually fucked. So, it's gonna be this. Ends. Alright. Okay, I'm happy with playing the energy then. Only 9 cards left in his deck, 5 prizes still to go. We're doing okay. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of. And he ended me out of Lysandre, so I didn't like that. Top deck Lysandre. Of course you put Field Blower back in. Top deck Lysandre, my dude. Wait a minute. If I flip heads on Wild Kick, I get the KO. No, I'm not that crazy. I cannot do that. And... because then he just comes up with the other Bunnelby. And then I'm like... or just trash launches for the KO. Alright, this is Lysandre. That's fine. He gets 2 turns of Bunnelby. It's a little annoying. But I'm happy anyway. I've got another one of these guys in hand. That's good. Yeah, that's an alright hand. That's an alright hand. Yep, okay, let's do that. How many items in the bin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he can kill the Slowking if he wants. That's alright. If I even thought he was out of energy, I'd just lock a Bunnelby in the play in the active, but yes, yeah, there you go. Has he even got any targets for it though? It's just the 2 energy. It's still pretty good. Okay. Let's go again. Corner. He must have top decked that. Okay. Fair enough, man. Corner. I think this is in his favor, but I need to run him out of energy disruption. Or I just start going ham on Rocket's Handiwork. Ugh. This is so tight. This is so tight. Well, we at least, even if I don't win this, we got a good game out of it. How many ends has he got? Well, he's got 2 VS Seeker left, and if he's spending them on N, he's not spending them on the other things, so I'm okay with that. Corner. Single puzzle. Could Skyla for it? No, we be patient. We be patient. How many energy got? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay, I was wrong about one of them being prized. Was that a different game? Am I an idiot? And was that a different game? Look, point is, we got energy, okay? That really does say 3. I miscalculated. I must have had 1 in hand when I saw there was 5 in deck. Some people are going to really hate watching this game, and some people are going to really love it. What side of the fence are you guys on? There are no VS Seekers in my discard pile. We got to start threatening it. We got to start going a bit more aggro than this. Oh, Super Rod. Good. And his own Rocket's Handiwork. This is the kind of game that I think is like incredibly exciting, but there's going to be so many people watching this who are going to be like, this game sucks. Ulton, I figure you've already left a comment saying you're that person. But holy crap. See, he's got 2 VS Seeker left, and he can spend them on freaking what was I going to say? Okay, he's going to go for the field org. He might go for Lysandre here. That's alright. Man's got a Float Stone. Okay, he's going to get rid of like the Eradicate, I assume. No, he leaves the Bunnelby. Wild kicks on the table. But I assume he'll shuffle in a Super Rod. And that means he can get back into the Bunnelby, and then, yeah. If he busts out an Olympia on me now, I'll be so mad. Because he's got 2 VS Seeker left. He's going to have to spend them on ends. Or he's going to have to spend at least 1 of them on ends. 4 N. And 4 Sycamore. Crazy. Okay. What kind of energy counts we talking here, buddy? Oh, you got tons of energy left. I'm going to start on that. We'll just corner. He's going to end this turn because he's down to 4 cards. He can't risk a Rocket Handiwork. I should have Flare Grunted that turn. That was stupid. But I've come to the conclusion that he doesn't play DCE, so that's alright. Or if he does, it's like 1. And it's going to screw me over. Alright hand. That's a good hand. He doesn't play DCE, Joe. You're fine. Crushing Armor's left. 2. I have 2 energy. No. I also have come to the conclusion that he doesn't play Skull Grunt. I'll play that. It says well played. Is he just going to give up? His last VS Seeker might be prized. Damn, what a tight game. What a tight game. He says well played, but like I don't know what that means for me, you know? Not another float stone. No. Whew, that was close. I'll just give him the happy face, because I'm still not sure what to make of these vague stock answers. Alright, if he attaches another energy and ends, I might be done for. No. Corner all the way. Corner all the way. Corner all the way. Do it, Rocket. Do it, Rocket. I don't agree with this being the right play. No! Oh my god. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Okay, well, we had the win anyway. His last VS Seeker must be prized, or he just figures he can't get rid of my energy or something like that. But, okay. That was a fun game. That was a tight game. Go away. I'll just Shauna for good measure. And pass. Whew. Alright then. I consider that a really, really good game. Like, I had a lot of fun playing that. Anyway, I'll pop up the deck. Look, this is weird. This is not very good. I'm just going to whisper that into the mic. It's not a particularly good deck. But it's a lot of fun, and it's going to catch a few people off guard. Anyway. Wow, that was a long video. On Rockruff Slowking. I spent less time than this on way better decks. Anyway, this has been Joe from Woodcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you next time.